Welcome to the Narrate podcast, where we aim to tell God's story with our lives. We'll be continuing to post the Sunday message each week, but we want to dive a little deeper and offer some content to supplement your life with God, and that's where our Beyond Sunday series comes in. Join Adam and Narrate staff as they provide thoughtful discussions, ideas, and interviews that go beyond the message you'll hear on Sunday.
So, maternity leave.
Yes.
How prepared were you to be able to use that statement?
I mean, not. We're excited to use that statement, but in a way, I guess we were prepared because it's something we've wanted for a long time. But yeah, it's been a long time coming. So
does it feel real yet?
I think it's starting to now, because now I'm almost halfway done with the pregnancy. So I'm like, okay, now it better feel real, because in another 20 weeks I'm gonna have a baby.
You know, I never hear you complain, which you're not a complainer, but physically, how are you doing?
Really good, yeah. People keep asking me that, and I keep saying, I don't want to jinx it, because I know the second half, some people, it's harder, but yeah, it's very easy so far. I don't feel sick, I don't feel anything, I just feel bigger.
Has it changed your, recreation or workout or any of that?
A little bit. I try to be more conscious about the, if stuff hurts, then don't do it. My Bulgarian split squats that I love so much.
Okay.
I can't really do stuff like that anymore.
Okay.
Certain lifts and stuff like that. Yeah. And that's what my doctor said, is just if it hurts, don't do it. Do something different. So that's what I do. But cardio-wise, hiking and things like that, I get out of breath way easier. But I'm well, it's good for you to be out of breath sometimes. I'll just look like that dum-dum who's right away, walking to 326. I'm
Really? Funny. I think it was when had we just hired you, or we were just talking about it, and my wife was I must have said something about it. Yeah, and what if she has a baby, they get pregnant, and she was like, oh, I can totally see Jonathan being a Sunday morning baby daddy, which is fun to see his level of pure joy. Yeah, he's very excited. He's going to be a total hands-on dad. He's so hands-on with the registry stuff. He wants to be involved with all of it, and the nursery, and he's already claimed bath time as his, and just all of these things. Wow.
It's just so fun to be to watch him. It's what I'm most excited for, is to watch him get to live that out. It's fun to talk about it, but obviously we don't know anything yet. So, and neither of us know anything about babies at all. So it's just gonna be this fun learning thing.
It just happens.
Yeah, that we get to do together, and it'll be really fun.
I'd never changed a diaper until Lincoln was born, and then I had no hesitation to change a diaper. And I don't think I've ever changed I've never changed a diaper that wasn't one of my 3 boys.
Really?
So that'll just happen.
Yeah, that's what I figure. We have nieces and nephews and that we watch and things like that, but it's just never the same, and all my sisters my twin sister has girls. So, yeah, now having a boy, I'm man, I haven't changed a boy diaper. I don't know any of those parts.
So this is the first male grandchild?
No, my older sister has a boy. Her first kid is a boy. But, they live in Billings, so we just weren't as involved when he was real little, I didn't get to change any of his diapers.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So I'm man, Jonathan, I don't have those parts. You're going to have to teach me how to do that.
I've always been told it was easier to change those diapers. So, maternity leave, that's kind of your jam you like to plan.
Oh, yeah.
And part of the intention here was just, well, let's come back to that. So what are you nervous about? We didn't ask that.
What am I nervous about? Baby-wise or job-wise? Or
just whatever comes to mind.
Well, the first thing that came to mind was I love sleeping, and so I won't get my beloved 8.5 hours of sleep every night.
Sure.
Well, I don't know. I feel like we'll find a routine, but yeah, that's probably one that I'm routine's gonna be shaken up a bit, I think.
You guys both have such non-anxious presence, though. I'd just be shocked if you didn't have a baby that followed suit. It just seems to
especially
be
the first one, right? Because that's how they trick you into having another one. The
That's
first
true.
one's always nice.
It's always either the hardest or the easiest.
Sure, yeah.
That's what it seems like. Yeah.
But yeah, nothing
Sweet.
that I'm really nervous about. And I don't, same for Jonathan, I don't think he is nervous. We're mostly just excited. Something new. Shaking it up.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
And you've alluded to it. You know you're having a boy.
Yep.
Wow.
Baby boy.
I'm not asking you to reveal it, but how far are you guys from having your name?
Oh, we have it.
Oh, you do? Oh,
we
sweet.
have all of our children's names already.
Wow. Well, there you go. Fair enough.
Yep, it's going to be good. And I, of course, because I don't know, just this way. I was like, Jonathan, because we use his name all the time at home, and when we pray and all the stuff, we use his name. And I'm like, Jonathan, you better be careful because it's gonna slip. Jonathan, all the people you talk to, Jonathan. And then we were at breakfast with my parents, and I was the one I was like, and you guys can just stay at home with, and I started to say his name and had to cover my mouth, and I was just like, I can't believe I did it. And Jonathan was so nice, of course. Like, they didn't hear it.
They didn't pick up on it at all?
I don't know.
Or they just played
nice
coy?
to me because he's nice.
Yeah, he is nice. So maternity leave, you've been cranking on that. Mm-hmm. What is? You want to give us the general build of the plan?
Yeah. So we're due November 3rd, and there's the Sunday right before that is November 2nd. So yeah, I know. So I'll probably be off for that Sunday, but then the Sunday before, I'm planning to just be there, and then we have a backup person. I think it's Anna Milburn.
Oh, sweet.
Who's going to be co-leader just in case. And then he comes early, and then she'll just lead that week. But then we just have these kind of 6 weeks where our awesome team of worship leaders are going to kind of each take a week and plan the set and lead the band. And yeah, I am beyond grateful and impressed by them always. They are just so, we got together at my house when we first started planning this maternity leave, and I was I came with my outlines and all these, this is what we're gonna do, and they were all just like, yep, we got it, we totally got it. No one had any questions, they just knew what needed to happen, and they were so excited for you. So anyways, let's talk about baby stuff. No one was concerned about the covering part. It was just,
that's awesome.
It was really cool. So I'm very grateful for all of them. And then we've got a few weeks of special guest musicians that are going to come in 2 weeks. One of them, can we say him?
Yeah. So, let me first say this. I think part of, not only does that team have a long history of leading when you weren't here, but I also think that it says a lot about the care and leadership you've provided them, because they're capable of doing it, but it wouldn't necessarily always follow that they're excited to do that again.
Sure.
So
yeah.
I think it also says a lot about the culture that you've built, that they're just yep, here we go. So good job to you as well.
Thanks.
Yeah, so November 2nd, theoretically, November 2nd's the first week you're gone.
Yep.
And who's leading that week?
That week is our first guest person, and that's going to be, his name is Marty Reardon, and he is the worship leader from Trinity, Atlanta, which is Chris McDaniel's church. And so for all of you guys listening, Chris McDaniel came in October of this last year, and he will be here again June 29th, which might be after.
Yeah, depending on when you're listening.
Yeah, depending on when you're listening. But anyways, so...
He helped start Trinity with Chris. They were college roommates.
And yeah, so they've been working together for a long
20
time.
years, yeah.
Yeah, long time. But he's a very talented musician, and when Adam and I started talking about maternity leave, we kind of floated, I think you floated this idea, and I was like, okay. So I just reached out to him, and right away he was like, absolutely, I'd love to. And came, he's going to bring his wife, and...
Oh, he is? That's right.
Yep.
I guess I knew that because he's staying with me. That'll be really fun.
Yeah, so that'll be fun on the 2nd.
So then November 9th, do you know these people off the top of your head who's doing what?
I don't know them off the top of my head.
That's all right.
But I know the people that we have leading. I don't know who has what date. It's written down, but...
Sure. So November 2nd's Marty, and then in no certain order, who are the leaders?
Anna Milburn, Jody, Teresa Anderson, Annie Tomrap, and Shannon.
Sweet.
So, yeah, star-studded group of people that are, it's just going to be really fun. And so we get to have this fun time in the summer of, because you do such a good job of planning all of your stuff ahead of time. Once that stuff's planned out, then we're just going to all meet together and plan out the sets and get everything all ready to go. And yeah. Because
that's November, which will be, I think, a series for us. And then it's Advent, which will be Advent.
Yeah, Advent starts just toward the end of my maternity leave, I'm pretty sure.
Well, that's right, because you're gone. So the plan is you're planning to be off stage for 6 to 7, depending on what happens with November 2nd.
Those first Sundays of December, I'll be back part-time, but I probably won't be leading on Sunday because I'm going to be back for Christmas Eve. So I'm going to kind of be pouring all of my energy into Christmas Eve, and we're kind of finagling whether the people that are leading in December are going to be on for Christmas Eve. I think maybe one of them won't be, so she took a Sunday in December, so we can kind of play that, kind of like we did last year, that if you're on for Christmas Eve, you're not really playing as much at the Grand Street on Sundays.
So November 30th must be the start of Advent.
Yes, I think so.
And then December 21st is David Casey again, David and Deidre.
Yep. So he's our other guest.
So that means there's 8, maybe 9 weekends you're not leading, and then you're back Christmas Eve at the Civic Center.
Yep.
Wow.
It's gonna be fun.
Wild. It's gonna be fun and wild.
Fun and wild. Yeah.
And it's time to start. This all makes me think about. I'm working on Christmas Eve this week.
Really?
And in 2 weeks. But it's that, like, we're not behind, but we're about to be.
I know, yeah.
It's such a weird feeling.
You'll blink, and then you'll be like, I'm behind.
Yeah. So then, so, I mean, we've talked a lot about just the different needs and details, and you've done such a good job. I really appreciate how much planning is a strength of yours and organization is a value. But what are like, if someone was listening to this, because we know that Lexi had a lot of this, which we're grateful for, of just this, how can we help? We've identified a few areas where it'd be huge if people stepped into those. So which one of those do you want to talk about first?
I'll talk about the one with the most need, I guess, first, and that's our teardown team. So these are the people that, like, right after second gathering, they jump up and help us tear down cables, tear down the music stands, everything you see on the stage, basically. They help tear down and put it away in our little black boxes that we keep backstage. It's honestly a pretty easy job, right? Like, there's nothing that's super, there's a couple heavy things, but mostly it's just rolling cables and putting them in the right space.
And there's really 2 roles, one that involves heavy things and the other one that doesn't. So
absolutely.
Yeah, and it's huge. I mean, it's been a while since we've added to that team, which is weird. I don't think we've emphasized it.
Right.
It generally is obviously comprised of people who attend the 10:45. Though I remember, like, Chris Watson, back when he started, he would often attend the 9 and then show back up.
Oh wow, that's cool.
But yeah, I mean, if you're attending the 10:45, you're almost always walking out the door by 12:15. It's like a half an hour. And huge.
Because really, you try to schedule at least 1, but sometimes 2.
Yeah, ideally it's 2. I mean, it used to be 4. We've just that team has just dwindled.
Sure.
Because when we first went to 3 gatherings, part of what we really wanted to say to the band was, you guys just grab your instrument and leave. And I mean, to their credit, they often don't now. And if they did, and sometimes they do. Some of them do, some of them don't, and that's all. It's bonus when they help. But I just think in this season where the band's already, some of them are going to be showing up earlier than normal, and it would just be really nice to end, because you and Jonathan are part of the teardown every week. So it's a big, I mean, so you're already down 2. So and I guess I'm the one that builds that schedule. Most people are every other week. Some are once a month.
So there's still that flexibility. It doesn't have to be something you commit to every week, but
right. Yeah, nor do we want it to be. And it's like everything, we build it. So we'll be building that September through November schedule, and then in August. But if someone was interested, that one would be really big. And it'd be awesome. Actually be nice to get them trained while you're still around.
Yeah, for sure. And you can come hang out with Jonathan and I after the service and get all trained up and figure out where everything goes. And it's I kind of think it's a really fun time after the services because
I love it. Yeah.
Everything is kind of done. Everybody is really relaxed. You're talking about what you're going to do, for the rest of the weekend and the week coming up. And I end up having a lot of kind of nice conversations during that time. So it's pretty relaxed.
And pastorally, it's huge because between Hannah and the kind of lobby side and then me kind of thrown across the middle of it all and then you on the stage, invariably it seems like one of us has this opportunity to lean into a conversation. And historically, we've worked really hard to go, like, this isn't your time to talk to your buddies. But to the extent that, someone that you don't have strong connection with or new or whatever wants to really do some spiritual work there, then it frees us up to do that. But on those weeks when one of us are gone, you kind of have to be a little bit more antisocial. So I also think that would be helpful. Just it continues to free Hannah and I up, already being short a pastor for those 8 weeks. So I guess if someone wants to jump into that, I guess all of these are like email you, email me,
email one of us,
however get in contact.
Absolutely.
It's funny that you say that's for you the most pressing, because for me the one I'm most anxious about is the podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's also very pressing because I think it's just part of the flow of what we do now. And
you just
when I'm not here, that'll be an area. So the podcast, the Sunday podcast that goes out at 5 p.m., that's kind of part of my post-church workflow right now. And so we're looking for somebody who would be interested in learning how to do that and editing and posting those episodes. It's not hard. I think when we get you all trained up, maybe 30 minutes
is what it takes.
Yeah.
Because you come over on Sunday and do it.
Yep, after we're done tearing
on a bad day, it's 30 minutes.
On a bad day it would be like 15.
Okay.
So I'm being like very generous.
Sure.
with time.
Okay.
So it really is not a big time commitment at all.
Yeah.
To give you a little, I'll go into what it is a little bit, I guess.
Sure.
So on our soundboard, we have a little drive that plugs right into the soundboard and records everything that happens on Sunday in its own little track. And so part of what this person would do is you take that drive, you pop over to the office, or there's one computer that we use, and we can talk about if you want to do that in the office or take it. But then you edit out the portion where it's just the scripture reading and Adam's message. So you get to edit out all the music and that stuff, and then put it into our podcast episode template and post it to our little host website. So it's kind of a series of steps, but it's all kind of laid out. It'll be laid out for you. And so if you're a techie person and you find a joy in that, might be something fun to learn how to do. Yeah,
again, because it's an area where I think you've done a good job of building on what Justin and Anna had in terms of like it's just always up at 5 o'clock on Sunday now. And that's huge. I think that's part of what I would love to continue that. That's not the end of the world. I think what's important is that it's predictable.
We pick a new time to be
if we have to.
for
exactly.
those whatever weeks.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the other thing we've explored is so one option is that there's a lot of options, but one of them that seems like it could also work is I'm willing to commit to going like, well, let's always use the 9. So they just grab the multi-tracks and you attend the 9 and pop over here for a half an hour after the 9 and do that. I think that's a viable option. I think it's also an option that if it happened to be one person, that they just kind of take this laptop and that just kind of resides with them and they do it. Again, I think ideally like it's a Sunday afternoon thing, but anyway, so.
Yeah, I agree.
And again, it's probably an 8-week commitment.
Yep. So it doesn't have to be forever, but just for while I'm on this maternity leave. So really just here, if this is at all interesting to you, I think there's a lot of flexible details that we can work with you on. Just more important if it's something that you want to be trained in and seems fun to do for 8 weeks or so.
And I suppose the other thing we need to talk about is, because we're gonna have a cache of Beyond Sunday, so you won't be touching that.
Nope.
Like those will all be scheduled and be planned out really through December by, I'm guessing, sometime in October.
Yep.
And I suppose the other thing we need to talk about is, it wouldn't be that hard because we're doing those little commercials at the front end to just fire through and do 8 of those and have them ready, because then you just create all those files, right?
Yeah, and then they just have to open the right date and plug your file in.
That'd be a good scattering / management team, like just what are the announcements?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
So if that intrigues you, I think that my friend Jim used to always say, if you want to get something done, ask somebody who's already busy.
Fair.
So to me, the danger here is we're not trying to twist arm or cajole. We really are trying to invite people into a spiritual discerning process with us of like, pray and see if God would have you do that. We recognize there's lots of people who have skills that could do this stuff, but also we're not angling for anyone or anything, just trying to invite you into what, if the Holy Spirit's leading into this, great. And if not, there's backup plans to backup plans, but that was that one. And then we had a third. What was the third?
Just tech team in general.
Oh, yeah.
So that'd be like slides and lights on a Sunday morning. If you want to be the person to click through the song lyrics and kind of bring the lights up and down.
Yep.
You get to sit in the little cozy booth back there.
Or if you have sound skill.
Yes, or the soundboard. Yeah.
And then how do you, suppose there's someone listening that's like, oh man, I've been thinking about rehearsing for the band or auditioning for the band. Right. So obviously there's some kind of a cutoff. So how are you thinking about that?
So I wasn't thinking about it until just recently, and then decided probably by the end of July, if you know that you would love to be on the band, if you could, the sooner the better you could reach out would be helpful. And then we could get you auditioned and just kind of get you settled before I leave. That would probably be the best, just so you could have a good experience onboarding and you get the full experience, not the I'm 1 foot out the door experience.
Totally. Yeah, I think in those interim seasons, that was one of the things that we did the worst, was on board. So it makes sense that there's just kind of a hiatus of... Yeah. So
but obviously, anyone's always welcome. It just might take a couple of months to get you on.
Right.
Which is okay.
What's the Christmas Eve band? Do you have a sense of who...
I have a sense. I think it'll be everybody who was there last year, except maybe a couple. And plus Jody this year.
Oh, sweet.
She's going to do it this year, which will be very fun.
Back at the Civic Center.
Yep.
Feels like tomorrow.
I know, yeah. And I think we're going to do the choir with the kids and the whole thing.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
It'll be very fun.
Sweet.
Festive.
Anything else maternity leave related that we're missing or that you wanted to talk about?
I don't think so. I think we covered all the big points. It's going to be a roller coaster.
Thanks for your high level of detail and care.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, holler if you're interested.
If you'd like to learn more about Narrate Church, find us online at narratechurch.org.
You can also look us up on Facebook or Instagram. Thanks for listening.